Alex, what's the latest on this lawfare that you've been facing from the deep state?
Well, the CIA and the FBI, they've run it all. It's all come out in court. And they tried to overthrow my company. So the globalist system is dead on arrival. But again, it wants to take us with them. So we can't just oppose the globalists. We have to get back to Americana 2.0 and promote that to the world and have a better system than them, and we are doing it. So
the religious, then they target the freedom fighters, then they target anyone who opposes the revolution. All of them will be completely liquidated. And oh, by the way, anyone who, for lack of a better term, builds things in the real world. So small business owners in Russia, they were called the kulaks. They've been called the petty bourgeoisie in some places. And so we know that those are the people who are initially targeted time and time again. And so
Sarah Stock for Rebel News. We're here on the ground in Detroit, Michigan for Turning Point Action's annual People Convention. And guess what? We just had a surprise appearance from Alex Jones, who currently is facing a lot of attacks from the deep state with lawfare similar to that of Donald Trump.
We are going to win, and when we take back America, we're going to start the project to take back the world, not through force, but through intellectual and spiritual power under Christ, under God. And we are going to launch the next project of 1776 worldwide. 1776 worldwide human liberty in a declaration against tyranny.
But Alex Jones had a lot of predictions to make for this coming election.
Especially once he gets reelected, there'll be 79 days of hell. He will be reelected. They can't stop it, I believe, if we work hard. It's done if we show up. But as soon as he is president-elect, the 79 days between then and January 20th, 2025, they are going to roll out the stops and try to trigger a race war. And that's a total lie and a fraud, and we're all waking up and coming together. But that's why they got movies about civil war, and they're hyping it.
And even made a claim that there is going to be an organized globalist sponsored type of race war following a re-election of Donald Trump.
They are that desperate because there is a global, worldwide political realignment against the New World Order. The New World Order is a couple thousand arrogant people led by King Charles, who sits around and talks about how he wants to depopulate people, and so did his father, Prince Philip. And I'm telling them right now, we are not rolling over and dying for you inbred globalists.
Let's see what people have to say about his surprise appearance and what they think of these claims. So did you see Alex Jones here today?
I did see Alex Jones. In fact, I was just backstage with him and Jack, and got to say thanks to him for doing what he's doing and continuing to push and get the message out there.
It was nice to see him and nice to see that he was in good spirits.
So what do you make? It seems like there's a lot of lawfare being weaponized right now. We see Alex Jones, Donald Trump, Steve Bannon. What do you make of this? Is this a concerted effort, do you think?
well, this is a system response. So we have the new book Unhumans, and we talk about how communism always uses the tools of the state and instruments of power under what they claim to be the color of law to go after their opponents. And they've done this since the people's tribunals and people's communes of the French Revolution and the Jacobins.
Think about the lawfare he's facing right now.
You know, it's really sad. It doesn't make sense to me that the people who are, bringing the suit against him are really just trying to crush him completely. It seems more vindictive.
Yeah.
They're almost treating him like the criminal, and Alex Jones is not the criminal in this case.
Alex, what's the latest on this lawfare that you've been facing from the deep state?
Well, the CIA and the FBI, they've run it all. It's all come out in court. And they tried to overthrow my company, but the federal judge discovered it and fired them last Thursday. No, last Friday now, just a couple days ago. So we're still holding on now, but it only makes the show bigger. And even if they shut down Infowars, I'll just continue on.
They always claim there's an indictment and there's been a conviction and there's been a claim and the people's claim and the people's courts and all of this. And so this has always been a tool that is used in the communist system.
All right, let's let him talk. Have at it.
Well, I like you interviewing me too, Jack. I mean, look, I cannot express to you how epic the time is right now. You don't need me to tell you that. You can see it. You can feel it. You see the enemies of humanity, these mercenaries that have sold their soul to this tyranny. They're desperate. They have fear in their eyes because they know all the incredible crimes They have committed. And so that's why they're a cornered animal. And that's why they're so dangerous. When we talk about President Trump, he says it all the time. They're not coming after him. They've got to get through him to get to us. And that's totally true. They're not trying to get me or Jack Posobiec or any of these other great people here today. They're trying to get every one of you and break your will and turn America into a tyranny, because if America still exists, the rest of the world will aspire to it, and it will be the model, and freedom will grow.
Don't listen to what they say. Look at what they do. And they always do the same things. Who do they target? The religious, then they target the freedom fighters, then they target anyone who opposes the revolution. All of them will be completely liquidated. And oh, by the way, anyone who, for lack of a better term, builds things in the real world. So small business owners in Russia, they were called the kulaks. They've been called the petty bourgeoisie in some places. And so we know that those are the people who are initially targeted time and time again. And so when we see them going after Donald Trump, not just as a leader of the opposition, but also a successful New York real estate mogul, that this is exactly in line with the system that they've been using for hundreds of years.
The globalist forces are the ones destroying the dollar. They're the ones maneuvering us into collapse. They're the enemy. The corporate media is dead. They're zombies funded by globalists. They know they have no power. They're totally jealous of the truth. Governor Whitmer with the FBI tried to stage her own kidnapping. So again, we disavow any violence, any offensive violence, any kidnapping, any murder. So the globalist system is dead on arrival. But again, it wants to take us with them, so we can't just oppose the globalists. We have to get back to Americana 2.0 and promote that to the world and have a better system than them, and we are doing it.
If you would like to keep up with our coverage of this event and help support our independent journalism, please head over to www.rebelnewsusa.com.